A very good morning to all my dear students of class 7. Today I will start teaching you the last chapter of half yearly syllabus from your English literature book Living English. Okay, so this is a drama. The name of the drama is The Bet. The writer is Jules Verne. He was a French author who was a multifaceted person. He wrote novels, dramas, poems, stories, everything. He was born in 1828 in France and he died in 1905. In this drama, we would get to know about Phileas Fogg, who sets off on a journey around the world as he agreed to a bet that he would return within 80 days. Okay, and this drama is divided into 6 scenes. That means the plot means the storyline is divided into 6 scenes. Students, drama is such a genre which is having a plot construction, and that plot construction, that means the storyline, is sometimes divided into acts, sometimes divided into scenes. Sometimes we would get one act plays also. But according to the classical theories of drama, the plot construction had to maintain some rules which is not to be discussed to you right now because you are in class 7 only. But I will just tell you that this drama, the plot, the storyline is divided into 6 scenes. If you have dramas in future, then if I have your class, I will definitely discuss with you the pyramidal structure of drama, the exposition, the denouement, and everything to catastrophe and everything that is kept for future. So now you just know that this drama is divided into 6 scenes. The plot is divided into 6 scenes. Renowned French author Jules Verne wrote Around the World in 80 Days in 1873. The book follows the adventures of Phileas Fogg, who sets off on a journey around the world because he places a bet with his friends that he could do it in 80 days. Next comes the character. What are the characters in the drama that are very important? Narrator Phileas Fogg, Jean Passepartout, an attendant. Jean Passepartout, an attendant. I just want to tell you one thing. Since he was a French author, so names are also French, and I know no French. The pronunciation of French is different. So we are pronouncing it as I can. It's not the correct pronunciation according to the French procedure of pronunciation. Okay. Andrew Stewart, John Sullivan, Guithier Ralph, friends of Phileas Fogg, Samuel Fallentin, Thomas Flanagan. So these are the names of the friends of Fogg, Mr. Fogg. Okay. Mr. Fix is the detective. So let's start scene 1. Scene 1. A man, you just try to envision them, you just try to see them, okay? A man dressed in a suit is sitting in a chair looking at an old-fashioned watch on a chain. Narrator. Mr. Phileas Fogg, an English gentleman, lives by himself in London. He is a man with an orderly mind and regular habits. That means he is a very methodical person. He does the proper thing at proper time, okay? Who lives by the clock. He does the same things every day at the same time to the minute. So he is a very methodical person. He leads his life according to the clock. Okay, he just maintains the minute details of minute and second and does things at the proper time. a methodical person. Mr. Fogg has just dismissed his previous personal assistant because he brought a water for shaving that was 2 degrees colder than it should have been. And he is now interviewing an applicant for the job. So, Mr. Fogg is a very methodical person. He dismissed his last servant because the servant brought the water for his shaving 2 degrees colder than whatever he wanted. Just imagine. And now he is taking the interview for the applicant of that post of his servant. Mr. Fogg, have you come about the job? The man, yes sir, my name is Jean Passepartout. Mr. Fogg, well, I hope you can stick to me. I get up every morning at 8 o'clock. I want my tea and toast at exactly 23 minutes past 8. You shall bring in my shaving water at 37 minutes past 9. At 84 degree Fahrenheit. I have my bath and dress at 20 to 10. I leave the house exactly at 11:30 for a reform club. I have my meals at the club and come back home at midnight. This is my invariable routine every day. I will tolerate no change or delay in anything. What is the time now? So, Mr. Fogg is explaining the minute details of the task that the man, Passepartout had to do for him, and the details, and when he wakes up, what he takes for breakfast, which minute, which time, and then what he does, and when he goes to club, and when he returns, and each and every detail. Passepartout, it is 22 minutes past 11, Mr. Fogg. You are 4 minutes too slow, but it does not matter. Then, from this moment, 26 minutes after 11, Wednesday, 2nd October, 1872, you are in my service, and I am going to the Reform Club now and will be back at midnight. Please look at the instructions in the pantry and follow them. Pantry is a kitchen. If you travel in train, you hear about pantry, no? So, Mr. Passepartout, the servant, also reminds him of the time, and then he says that you are 3 minutes late. So just correct your watch. And he leaves for the club, and he would return midnight. Here the scene 1 ends. Okay. Now scene 2 starts. A card room at Reform Club. 6 men are seated in the chairs and are in the middle of a conversation. Narrator: Phileas Fogg is playing cards with his friends Andrew Stuart, John Sullivan, Samuel Fallentin, Thomas Flanagan, and Gauthier Ralph. So you just mark them as the friends of the narrator. Okay. Mr. Flanagan, presenting a newspaper. I just read the report about a bank robbery. £55,000 have been stolen, and it says that the thief has fled the country in the guise of an English gentleman. So, a club is a place where different people from the community and the from the society meets, and they discuss. It was very much prevalent in the 19th century England to meet at a place and for public gathering, and this is called club. So they are playing cards and discussing about a matter about a bank robbery that had happened, and £55,000 had been stolen from the bank, and the person who had stolen it has taken the disguise of an English gentleman. Mr. Fallentin, how can he expect to get away with that? Mr. Stuart, the world is large enough for the man to disappear. Mr. Fogg, it was once. Now you can go around the world in 80 days. Underline this portion. It was once. Now you can go around the world in 80 days. So as a part of the conversation, the friends are saying, one of the friend is saying that how can a person hope that he would take the disguise and nobody will identify him. The other person is saying the world is a huge place, it's a big place to take different disguise. Then Mr. Fogg is saying that you can take a journey around the world, you can complete your journey around the world within 80 days. Okay, Mr. Sullivan, that's true. That is what it says in the paper too, Mr. Stewart. But that doesn't include bad weather, shipwrecks, railway accidents, and so on. And I'm willing to bet £2,000 that it cannot be done, all included. I would like to see anyone do it in 80 days. So here, this is the main portion where the complication arises, that the friends are talking that some of the friends are saying that it can be completed within 80 days. Some of the friends are saying that one cannot complete it within 80 days because there are natural phenomena, there are natural disasters, there are weather problems, there are shipwrecks, railway accidents, and a lot of things, and a person would not be able to complete it within 80 days. Mr. Fogg, very well, I will bet £20,000 against anyone who wishes that I make the tour of the world in 80 days or less. Do you accept? So, Mr. Stewart says that he bets for £2,000, but Mr. Fogg says it's not a bet of £2,000. He is taking the bet for £20,000, and he would go around the world within 80 days and he would return successfully. Okay. The others consult briefly, all five together. We accept, Mr. Fogg. Writing out a check. Good. We will start right away. I will take the train that leaves at 8:45 p.m. As today is Wednesday, 2nd October, I shall be due here on Saturday, 21st December at 8:45 p.m. If I am not here then, this check of £20,000 will belong to you, gentlemen. Narrator, saying this, the Fogg hurried back home. So Fogg, who is very much a methodical person, he says that today only I will start the journey. I have taken the bet, I have agreed to the bet, and I will take the train. Today is the 2nd of October, Wednesday, and I will return on 21st December, 8:45 p.m. Okay, so after a span of 80 days after taking around the world. So here the story, the main plot, the main complication starts. Let's see what happens in between. Scene 3. Mr. Fogg rushes into his house and speaks to Passepartout. Mr. Fogg, here, my man, we leave home in 10 minutes. Pack a carpet bag. We are going on a journey around the world. Narrator, unknown to Mr. Fogg, he is being followed by Mr. Fix, a detective from Scotland Yard, London, in search of the bank robber Fogg's friends had talking about. Mr. Fix, standing outside Mr. Fogg's house and overhearing this conversation. Fogg matches the description of the robber in an English gentleman, and he seems to have plenty of ready cash. So he must be the criminal. I will follow the travelers and try to arrest Fogg. So he returns and tells this person, the servant, Passepartout, about the journey, and he is saying, here, my man, we leave home in 10 minutes. Pack a carpet bag. We are going on a journey around the world. Here the narrator, unknown to Mr. Fogg, he is being followed by Mr. Fix. The narrator is being followed by Mr. Fix, a detective from Scotland Yard. Why? Because in search of the bank robber that Fogg's friends were talking about. Now Mr. Fix, standing outside Fogg's house and overhearing the conversation about the journey around the world. Fogg matches the description of the robber and is an English gentleman. He seems to have plenty of ready cash, so he must be the criminal, and I will follow the travelers and try to arrest Fogg. So Mr. Fix is a detective who is after the bank robber and decides to go for the to follow them, as he was in search of the Englishman who is ready with a lot of cash, and he decides to follow him. So here scene 3 ends. Okay, so in the next class I will teach you scene 4, 5 and 6 and complete the drama, complete the play. Okay, so I would just tell you, students, read them time and again. Read and read and read. After I finish this, I will have only one thing left, that is the chapter of Aladdin, chapter 2, part 2 of Arabian Nights, and then our syllabus will be over. So read up to this. See you in the next class. I'll see you in the next class. Bye.